Ladies and gentlemen, if you keep fighting to change what you see in your life, let me ask you a question. What if the problem isn't outside, but inside you? It's not the fruits that need your attention, but the roots. Because the invisible, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, is what creates everything visible in your life. Stay with me, because today you'll discover how to transform the deep so that the surface never again becomes a limit. Imagine your life as a tree. Its fruits represent your results, the things you achieve or reach. Are you satisfied with those fruits? Perhaps you see them as scarce, small, or even bitter. What do we usually do when we don't like the fruits? Our natural reaction is to focus on the visible fruit, on what isn't working. But that's the problem. If all you do is look at what's wrong on the outside, you'll never change it at its essence. True transformation happens when you go beneath the surface. To change the fruits, you must first work on the roots. The roots of your life are your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. If you feed them with doubt and fear, your fruits will reflect the same. But when you choose to cultivate faith, gratitude, and commitment, your results bloom in a completely new direction. The invisible creates the visible. What cannot be seen, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, is what shapes every visible aspect of your life. If you're willing to change what you carry inside, you'll be ready to change what manifests outside. What story are you telling yourself every day? Is it a narrative of limitations or possibilities? Change your fruits by changing this inner narrative, because the language you use to speak to yourself can be a root that nourishes your dreams or one that dries them up. Harv Eker invites us to understand that we live in at least 4 different worlds at the same time: the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. Though we often focus only on the physical world, it's nothing more than a reflection of what happens in the other 3. Think of it like an interconnected system. You could have the most beautiful tree on the outside, but if the soil feeding its roots is dry or contaminated, what will be the result long term? The same happens with your life. Ignoring your emotional health, your mental beliefs, or your spiritual connection is like planting in infertile ground and expecting a rich harvest. Imagine writing a document on your computer, and when printing it, you notice an error on the page. What would you do? Erasing the mistake on the printed page doesn't make sense. The problem isn't there. It's in the file. If you want a different result, you must correct the file from where it all originated. Every time you try to change something in your life without addressing its root cause, it's like erasing mistakes on a printed page again and again. You try to fix the visible while ignoring the invisible. The frustration of this cycle only ends when you face the file, your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. The physical world works the same way. Your wealth, your health, your relationships, everything you see and experience is a result. And results come from causes. That's the law of cause and effect in action. Trying to change only the fruits in the physical world is like correcting errors directly on the printout, frustrating and in vain. What causes are you planting in your life? Your present is nothing more than the result of what you planted yesterday. If you want a different tomorrow, the time to plant intentionally is today. Everything in your outer world is simply a reflection of your inner world. If things aren't going well outside, the answer isn't there. It's in what's happening inside you. Your thoughts create your emotions. Your emotions guide your decisions. And those decisions become the roots that shape the fruits of your life. When you accept this truth, you take control. You stop blaming circumstances, people, or luck. You recognize that change begins inside, and that's where the true power lies to transform the visible. Once you work on the invisible, you're no longer a victim of your fruits. You are the creator of your roots. Every day, every choice, every thought is contributing to the forest that represents your life. What kind of forest do you want to plant? It's that simple and that powerful.